Homicides are down about 37% in Philadelphia this year. So as city leaders globally tackle how to ensure their cities are safe for residents, we turn to Mayor Parker to hear about Philadelphia's approach to public safety. Now, you grew up in Philadelphia.
I did.
How has the perception of the city's safety and the reality evolved over the past decades?
Clearly, it's had a significant impact. I am a high school English teacher who happens to be the mayor. Maya Angelou says that in life, people will forget what you said and did, but they will never, ever forget how you made them feel, no matter what quantifiable statistics affirm. Yes, 41% reduction in homicides, 38% reduction in shootings. Do people feel safe? And the issue is absolutely not. Record numbers, 562 homicides 2021, 512 2022, not acceptable. And we needed to, one, have the courage to talk about the challenges up front and be transparent about the challenges, but the prescriptions that we were willing to offer, we had to be willing to stand firm and make some tough decisions.
Mayors are charged with public safety, yes, but also public trust.
Yes.
And your ability to do your work relies on that public trust. So how did you get buy-in from the community?
Well, one, I told them I would not be afraid to sort of end the sense of lawlessness and bring order back to our city, and we would do it by making public health and safety our #1 priority. Jen, I did not change my message based on the demographic of the audience I was speaking with. If I went to a predominantly white community or a black community, a Latino community, immigrant community, the message was the same. And what we told them is, we will support the men and women who put their lives on the line to protect and serve us, but at the same time, we would have zero tolerance for any misuse or abuse of authority. And I refuse to allow anyone to put me in a box. You'll remember we went through civil unrest, defund the police movement. It had gained a lot of steam, but it was antithetical to everything that I was hearing in my neighborhood. They wanted proactive community policing. I know I'm telling my age now, Jen. I'm talking about when officers walked the beat and rode bikes and went into businesses and signed the log to just say we're here. Not because there was a crisis or anyone called 911. If the only time I see you is if you're coming into my community as a warrior. No, we want them there as guardians and not warriors. And you build that strength and you build that relationship and trust by me seeing you not only when you're in crisis mode. And so we talked about that. We advocated for that. And I have to bring my props here so that you can see. I'm hoping everybody will go on phila.gov and take a look at the QR code. Jen, this was the neighborhood safety and community policing plan that I introduced before I became mayor. Took me a year to put it together, ground up, listening to what people said. And so the work that we proffered on the campaign trail and thus when we got elected, it came from the ground up, and I'm proud of it.
Well, I want to talk about your administration's prevention, intervention, and enforcement approach, or PI. And this is the approach you're taking to reducing violence in Philadelphia. What are the key components of this program?
So thank you for that. The PI, think about the PI, the prevention, intervention, and enforcement. First, the prevention. Go upstream. Figure out, meet me where I am. What do I do to give you access to economic opportunity? What can I do to put you on a path to self-sufficiency? What do I do? Think about this whole concept of gangs. When people join a gang or any kind of organization, they are doing it because they want to be connected to something. They want to feel a sense of belonging, be a part of a village. Well, it's up to us to make sure that we are connecting you to that. So one, we made a record $30 million investment in community-based grassroots grassroots organizations that are on the ground in neighborhoods doing the work. They are our trusted messengers. So that's them. I'm a product of the Little League. People don't think of Little Leagues. I was a cheerleader and I ran track. That's violence prevention for us. And then for me, proactive, extended day and extended year funding programs in our schools. CCME, Jenn, City College for Municipal Employment. I'm not sure about other mayors, but we had a problem or have a problem that John Lewis would call good trouble. It's a good problem. People haven't been as interested in becoming municipal workers like they were in the past. In my mind, how do you make that attractive? Connect people to the opportunity, school district, community college of Philadelphia. So giving people access to those tools. Intervention, hey, we can tell if you're on the track to getting into some kind of activity that we don't want you in. Now we have to make sure we connect you directly to a counselor. We're communicating with your family. We're bringing resources to you, and we are being very intentional about that. And the last part is enforcement, and we get that. Allowing law enforcement to do their jobs, but we won't police our way alone. I've got the best police commissioner in the nation, Kevin Bethel, public safety director, Adam Gear. All of them will tell you, or both of them, that policing alone is not the answer. Comprehensive approach, and there's no one single silver bullet sort of solution to it. If someone tells you, if you just do this one thing, it'll all go away, they don't know how complex and layered this issue of violence and safety is.
What I'm hearing is this, you drawing from your experience as a Philadelphian,
Yes.
As a teacher,
Yes.
as someone who worked with city council,
Yes.
and now as the city's first female mayor. That you've pulled from those experiences in creating this approach. You're seeing some short-term effectiveness from PI.
Yes.
But any program like this, it's about the long term, right?
Yes.
So what specific metrics are you using to measure the effectiveness of this program?
So obviously it's like the quantitative that we discussed, right? The raw data, homicides, 41% reduction, shootings, 38%. But we cannot forget about that qualitative analysis for me. So yes, very defined metrics, key performance indicators, and we will make sure that that's available to the public. But we cannot forget about people in the city of Philadelphia feeling safe. How will you measure that? How many people are assessing our public amenities, parks, rec centers, libraries? How many of them have enrolled in CCME and are trying to train to become a City of Philadelphia employee? Children enrolled in before and after care programs. All of that will tell us whether or not the proactive approach, how many of those grassroots community-based organizations actually are growing in the ranks because more families want to get engaged, and are we going directly to the people? So we will measure that by the work and by whether or not we see more people walking on the streets. That's important. That is a deterrent. The lighting, the street lighting that we have, we're using technology with cameras. We're also using drones, and this collaborative legislative branch, executive branch, but all working together to do it.
I want to tap into your experience as a teacher for a moment.
Yes.
Because as a mayor,
Yes.
it's not just about Philadelphia right now. It's about making the city a place where young people want to build lives, where they want to stay, where they see a future for themselves. How much of this project is focused specifically on the young people who are susceptible to getting involved, as you said, in gangs or violence, but also in keeping them connected to the city in a way that makes them want to stay?
That's it. I love it. Thank you for that question. Prevention, intervention, and enforcement. But the overall vision that I communicated to the city is that if they gave me a chance to lead, I would work to make our city safer, cleaner, and greener with access to economic opportunity for all. 5 pillars that we would use. Obviously, public safety, but then clean and green. We had to change a culture in the city of Philadelphia. How do we do that? Economic opportunity for all. You want to see violence reduced in your city? Put people on on a path to self-sufficiency so that they could earn a living wage, get access to health care and retirement security. Now you've given me a reason to want to go to bed every night and wake up in the morning and do a thing, because I can have a home, take care of my family, and then there's public education. And for me, I'm a teacher. I'm a product of humble beginnings, raised by my grandparents. Mother was a single teenage mother. I'm a first-generation college graduate, first-generation Ivy League graduate, first-generation Bloomberg, Harvard, new mayor's cohort. Right? BHA, wherever you are, we love you. So for me, it's hope. It's pride. It's dignity. And allowing them to see no magic wands. We want to give you access to the opportunity to earn. That's what people want, and we should do everything in our power to get that done. I have 4 years. Now, politically, to my mayors, I do want to say this. People talk to me quite often about some of the decisions that I make, and Jen, aren't you thinking about the next
Re-election?
Re-election. Aren't you thinking about the next 4 years? I said, the people gave me 1 4-year term. I have to do what my grandmother did. I have to do the best I can with what I have. And if I'm thinking about re-election and afraid to make the tough decisions that I promised, that vision, safer, cleaner, greener, economic opportunity for all, everything that I do has to be related to how I'm doing that in real time. And if I'm afraid because I'm thinking about being elected, I shouldn't be re-elected.
Considering the fact that you have dedicated pretty much your entire professional life to the city of Philadelphia, what is it about this city?
You're just trying to make me tear up. Dynamic city, 6th largest city in the nation, birthplace of democracy, hub for intellectualism and innovation, but there's a certain amount of grittiness, the heart, the resilience that comes from the people of the city of Philadelphia. It's like this can-do spirit, the stick-to-itiveness. We will overcome, no matter how, challenging the issues are before us. And because my city has given so much to me, the people who have deposited into my life, they look like the United Nations. So Philadelphia, for me, I think about we will not allow race, class, socioeconomic status, zip code, sexual orientation or identity or religion, all of those tools that people use, those defining factors to divide us, that's our strength. And so every time, if you ever see me in a picture of mayors and you see me and everybody has this one finger up, it is not a nefarious gang sign or anything like that. This is my symbol for one Philly, a united city. And that's what I'm attempting to do, to unify our city and our people, because together we're greater. But you have to work hard to do it. And I have to give you this. This is my new mayor's cohort. This is the 100-day action plan. They inspired me to get this done. And this is the public safety plan that came from my police commissioner, Kevin Bethel. Be our authentic selves. Jen, don't be afraid to tell the truth. Even when the stats aren't good, even if there's some people who are not going to like your decision making, stand up and be your authentic self, and you will be surprised how many people will say, oh, what a breath of fresh air. This is not somebody putting on an act or a face or a mask. They want to know that you're committed, and they want to see it in your work. Everything that they can see, touch, and feel, not a speech. Put their tax dollars at work in their neighborhoods in a tangible way, and you will see people motivated, inspired, and engaged like you've never seen them before.
Mayor Cherelle Parker.
Jen.